My name is Craig Parton. I attend the Way Faith Community, and I have a heart for youth.
My name is Heather Ebers, and I am the leader of the Women's Community Group, and I also do athletic training with Way Faith Community.
My name is Matt Carlton, and I am the church planting intern at the Way Faith Community. When I came to the Way Faith Community, I was looking for a church that honestly had the same vision and mission that God had really laid on my heart, and I felt God had really called me to church plant. And so when I came to the Way, I didn't really know what to expect, and I knew it was Acts 29, but I didn't know too much about it. As I've been here, man, I've seen my wife has gotten baptized. Actually, she wasn't my wife when she did, but I've gotten married, which has been incredible, an incredible experience. Went through premarital here, got to just grow and watch her grow, which has just been an awesome experience for me as a husband now to see my wife where she's at. I've seen my brother start coming to church here. I've seen a ton of friends come and just hear the gospel and get to experience what that really looks like, to see the gospel lived out.
I was very angry, not at God, not necessarily at the church. I just at myself for not plugging into my last church. And I just didn't feel like I was connecting. We went there for 6 years, and we just sat on the pews, and we were pew warmers, consumers. I just was very hardened by people, by women, just from my past. I just don't like kids because I didn't have the best childhood, and the poor. Didn't want to have anything to do with the poor. Didn't want to have anything to do with anybody, basically. And I just knew that was not what God had intended for me, that there was more.
This is going to be tough, but I'm going to try to get through it. Pastor Seth is actually my brother-in-law, and about 3 years ago, I was dealing with some issues. I actually began having an affair with my wife, and knew what Seth was doing with his church, knew God was working in him, and so we called Seth and talked to him. He came over and began counseling us, speaking with us, and we really began to see God work in our life through our counseling. We began to understand what it was not to just be married, but to be married with God in our life. And it was a huge impact. We could really see how a true marriage worked through the discipleship, through the learning process that Seth was offering us.
We've been with the Way for over 2 years, and through that, I am now leading women. I love women. I love my women at the Bible study. I love the women of the church. I long to serve them. I want to do whatever I can to pour into their lives. And I did not want that. That was not something that I wanted, but God just came in and changed me. There's no explanation for it. Poor people, I love poor people. It's just weird. I see them walking down the street and my heart pours out for them. I did not want that. That is what God has done to change my heart. Kids. Oh, I'm getting there. It's a working process.
The very next week, we began attending the Way. Seth began disciplining me through a discipleship program, and we figured out together, that I had a heart for youth. So I began working with the youth after about a month of discipleship.
Man, God drew me in. He showed in my heart that this is a place I needed to be and serve. And so as I came on, Seth has been gracious, and he's helped me and trained me and is leading me to show me what it looks like to plant a church here. And I love his heart for Springfield, this church's heart for Springfield, to see the city reached with the gospel. And I think God is really doing it and moving here in a way that I can't even explain.
The greatest impact the Way has had is the connection that my wife and I have now together, and the understanding that we love Christ first, and then we can love each other even more. And that's what has become the greatest deal for us.
Without all of the opportunities that I have had there with the Way Faith Community, there's no way I would be the Christian that I am, the woman that I am, the wife that I am. I have a place, and that is worth more than anything, and that's what the Way Faith community has done for me.